Morning guys, having a little look at Bitcoin on the low time frames today. Obviously we started selling off into the close, so what we have here is a range. High probability that we come down and take the lower end of the range, and that this is probably some kind of flat, where we know a flat is a 335 structure. We have an ABC down, then we have another ABC up, so most likely this ends up being a 5-wave move down, takes the lower end of the range, and then starts going back up again. So what we'll most likely see here, I think, is a little bounce here, a little bounce back up to maybe 64.6, and then we come down, take this lower end of the range, and then once we start reclaiming it, then that's probably the signal that this ABC is done, and we start heading up again through the rest of this week, and hopefully paint the monthly candle close green. I think on the higher time frames, if we wipe all this and we zoom out on the 4 hour, obviously we had a very nice sort of breakout of a 2-week range here. We've held that breakout and we've been trading above that all weekend. I think the weekly close was absolutely amazing. The monthly close is coming up in 6 days. This weekly candle close is well and truly back into the range. I think all the signs are pointing to a push into all-time highs and a macro 5th wave higher, which will end up looking like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Time-wise, the wave 2 and the wave 4 were equal in time, which is what we want to see. 154 days for the wave 2, and we had 147 days for the wave 4. So very, very equal in time. Obviously, they were alternation. So the rule of alternation states that whatever type of correction the wave 2 is, the wave 4 will probably be the opposite. Now, usually what I find is the wave 2 is a steep correction and the wave 4 is a sharp correction. However, this time it was the opposite. The wave 2 was a sideways correction and the wave 4 was a steep, swift zigzag. So obviously that is the polar opposite of a sideways correction, which is a flat. So we had perfect alternation between the wave 2 and the wave 4. We had almost perfect a 1-to-1 extension in time for how long the wave 2 lasted and how long the wave 4 lasted. And in between those two waves, we have what we can see here is an extremely very visible clear wave 3, which is the longest. So basically, looking at this on the high time frames, which are always the most reliable time frames, weekly and higher, very rarely gives off false signals. I think all the signs are pointing to a wave 5 up underway. Conservatively, we're looking at between 85 to 100,000. I think 85 probably being the minimum. And then the bull case is the wave 5 actually extends and then can potentially be as long as the wave 3 or even longer, which could potentially take us up to 110k to 120k. Still yet to be seen. We don't know how that's going to unfold yet. We're just going to have to play it as we see it and hope to fucking God that we don't get any kind of high time frame bear divs happen once we get up into 80k plus, because that would be the first sign of warning. However, at least right here, right now, I think this is the last opportunity to get to position yourself for some really nice easy mode gains. Obviously, the last few months has been hard mode because we've been chopping around. And we've been in a sort of macro wave 4, 147 days, 150 days, close to 6 months, maybe 5 months. So it has been hard mode for 5 months. So I think this is the last opportunity of this cycle where we're going to get easy mode. And I think once we make a new high and once we start getting to 90k plus, hopefully altcoins, start smashing Bitcoin and we get some multiples on some of these alts. That's what I'm hoping. Even though I'm looking at Bitcoin and I'm thinking, holy shit, this looks turbo bullish, I'm still not planning to actually buy Bitcoin. I want to get the most bang for my buck. And I'm going to be playing the alts that I think are going to be going up the most. And I'm going to be treating this as the final opportunity to make some easy multiples. Because after this wave 5 on Biddy is put in, I think that will be the cycle top. That will be the top of what will most likely be, a close to 2-year bull run, and then we're probably going to be expecting 2 years of bear market, or most likely distribution first, but ultimately 2 years of bear market after that. So this is, in my opinion, I'm sure there's going to be other people who probably disagree with me, but in my opinion, this is the last opportunity to really make some banger multiples. So yeah, all the signs are pointing to up. Macro wave 5 underway. We're looking at minimum 85k plus. Hopefully, this fifth wave extends and it becomes a fifth wave extension. That is actually quite common in Bitcoin. We've seen it happen multiple times before. Very much, could be the case. It's just not going to be my base case because that's just not a good way of viewing things. So my bear case is 85k and the bull case is about 120k. So obviously that's a huge range. At the end of the day, me saying that means absolutely nothing whatsoever. We need to monitor the price action as it unfolds and make our decision while it's happening. But that is my best guess. Looking at this from an Elliott wave perspective and what Bitcoin has done in prior cycles. And yeah, I think things are looking good. I really like these weeklies. Definitely going to be looking for opportunities if we do get some decent dips. But looking at Bitcoin on the hourly and like what I think that's going to do, I think that's going to probably just take out these low time frame lows and then move higher. I'm not anticipating like any kind of large dips from here. I think that is gone now because we had 2 weeks of range and we already broke out from that. But if we do get them, I'm going to be looking along some more stuff for sure. So yeah, anyway, that's my thoughts today, guys, on the low time frames and the high time frames on Bitcoin. Cheers. Bye.